In a studio that's in a basement comes the epic story of how two friends changed the future of the movie podcast game forever. The reviews are in. Boys Life magazine gives the High Sci podcast 4.5 acorns. The Daily Bugle says, these guys are super legit. And Pope Francis declares the podcast as life-affirming. From the kid who tried to get smart with David Spade and got fucking old.
You're still out. You're still bad.
And the guy who can name all four Baldwin brothers.
Alec, William, Daniel, and the baby boy, Stephen.
Live from the studio of his parents' basement. The Have You Seen It podcast.
Great start.
Great start.
Great start.
That's when you know it's going good.
Oh, this
right
is going to be
there.
a good one.
It's going to be a
This
good
is
one.
gonna
This
be
will
a
be
good
fun.
It's running smooth as usual. Well, boys, how's it going?
Pretty good so far.
Yeah?
I had a good weekend, man. It's
Oh,
one of the
did
last
ya?
days of summer.
It is. We're getting the dog days. It's Augie Doggy, you know. August. It's hot out there. Oh, boy.
Yeah.
She's burning hot. She's got to burn the last couple of days.
And depending where you work, it can be miserable out there.
Well, if
you
you're
know?
working in a mine,
Yep.
it's going to be difficult.
Terrible.
I don't know how many miners.
Ventilation's probably not very good, I'm assuming.
No, I don't. I mean, I assume.
Very humid.
Probably. I don't know. I haven't been in very many mine shafts, but we have a guest on
We
today, and what are we talking about today?
We are talking about The Boys.
Yeah,
Yes,
episode
episode 4.
4. And what's your history with the boys? You a big fan?
Let me tell you about my history with the boys.
What's your
Be
history
sure, to,
with
be sure to pull that up real
Yeah.
close. And yeah, you can even drop it down too.
What's your history with just boys in general? What's your take on them?
I have no history with the boys.
Oh, never seen the show?
All I know is that Saturdays are for the boys, and
Wow,
The
what a
show, The
shout out to
Boys.
another.
Shout out to the boys.
and that this show was great. I had a
Well,
great time.
today's Sundays for the boys.
It is.
Because we
Yes,
are
today, 'cause
recording
we are
on
in a-
Sunday. Yeah.
Yeah,
not
understandable.
We like to keep the
Yeah.
podcast day holy, right? Yes.
Absolutely. we
Thank you,
don't-
Lord.
yeah.
Can I get an amen?
Technically, this isn't work, so we're not breaking any religious
We're
laws.
not. No, it is not. It's just three friends getting together.
Yeah, it's not technically work. We're not.
Nope.
But yeah, episode 4, episode titled "The Female Species." This is probably my favorite episode.
Yo, definitely.
I mean, so far.
And I don't mean to judge, but I doubt Homelander goes to church.
He
Yeah.
Is that a good?
But he 100% says he goes to church. Like,
sure.
For sure. He's definitely
sure,
probably
yes.
Presbyterian, I'm guessing.
Yeah, I don't think those messages hit too deep with the man.
Definitely a poser.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah. He's
Yeah.
saying he's going. He's doing the Donald Trump church where he's saying he's going to church, but you think Donald Trump has ever been to a
Right.
church?
He's
One-
going to like
1
the Kanye
Corinthians or whatever he
church,
said
man.
instead of First Corinthians. Yeah, like
He's never been to church,
Nice.
never picked up a Bible. I mean, he's maybe gotten lost and wandered into a church a couple times.
right.
But yeah, and the same with Homelander. He's not. I mean, the guy's a psychopath. He doesn't have great values, I'd say. But yeah, and in this episode we get a little of that.
We do.
I mean, every episode so far has shown more and more that Homelander
It's
is.
just it keeps escalating.
Yeah,
You know, each episode.
yeah. And somehow, even from this one, it keeps getting crazier and crazier. But we'll get into that later.
Definitely.
First, we get introduced to a new character in this episode, the female, for the first time, and she's probably the craziest one. I mean, she's probably the strongest one. They go and because they're looking for the compound V, right? And they end up going to what, Chinatown or something,
Uh huh.
or some version of
Yeah, and
Chinatown.
they're going
I'm
into the
guessing.
basement because they followed him through the city.
Yeah,
The whole time.
and they found a bunch of guys down there, and they had
Because
some.
didn't A Train's Pop Claw tipped him off?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, she said that where to find the compound V, right? And they go and they find it, or they find a bunch of guys, and they also find a girl is locked inside a cage or like a jail cell or something.
Yeah. And she's watching this TV show. It seems to be on repeat. It was
Yeah,
very strange.
yeah.
It was like the same thing over and over.
Yeah, it's definitely it's kind of weird. It's definitely scary. You know, you get a kind of the sex slave vibe for sure.
Definitely, for sure. Unfortunately.
Someone's being trafficked here.
Yeah.
Which is not good. But yeah, and eventually though, Frenchie, because you know Frenchie's full of good ideas. This guy, he's always on top of it. You know, he lets her out, and then we find out
From the
that
kindness of his heart, right?
yeah,
He felt something.
There's
You could see it
something
in his
deep
eyes, right?
yeah, and then,
related to her. you know.
and then we
Yeah.
found out that it was for the safety of the people on the outside
Yes.
to keep her in there, because she just tears through some guys, literally like tears through them.
Did you guys
That's
see that
an
coming?
Understatement. Yeah, come on, man. She's in there for a reason.
Well,
like,
of course. Yeah.
Yeah, well, yeah, and I've read the comic book, so but this is not her. This is a completely different introduction to her than the comic book. But yeah, I knew that she was gonna be absolutely insane, and I love this scene too. And then they end up locking themselves inside the jail cell,
Right.
while she's on the outside. But
Well, that was crazy too. That guy just shot himself in the head.
oh, that was
Remember that
hilarious.
last
That
part?
was
He
so-
goes, "Fuck it, I know what she's gonna do to me." So he blows his own
He
head
was
off.
so
not
that was
helping.
gangster.
It's not helping his stereotype at all. But
What?
with the
Oh yeah. Oh right. Yes, I see what you're saying. Right. Yes. That's a good point.
But yeah, that was hilarious that he would rather just fucking
Shoot himself than deal with that. Well, because he saw the other two guys, he knew what was coming.
Yeah, and
It's
we
terrifying.
gotta say the female, which is that's the only name she gets. She's like 5'0".
Mm-hmm.
She's very tiny and but very agile. Jumps around very quick, and when she gets those hands going, it just chops right through you.
Yeah, she does.
she reminds me of like X-23.
Yeah, that's what I was thinking
Those
too.
vibes
Yeah.
I got from her.
Or X-Men. What's X-Men the second movie? What's the female one that has the nails? You know,
Yo, I haven't seen that movie in a long time. I forgot.
X2. Oh, it's one of my favorite X-Men. But yeah, that's what it reminded me of too.
Lady
She was jumping
Deathstrike?
around. Is that what her name is?
It's a lovely name.
Yeah.
Beautiful
She's
name. Is
X-Men.
that a family name? Lady Deathstrike
Yeah, I think it stays in the family there. Deathstrike.
gets passed down. But yeah, that is what it reminded me of. But yeah, she's crazy. But for some reason, Frenchie finds out that she's just like looking for a home or something. Is that the gist of it? And
Yeah.
Frenchie kind of has a heart to heart with her. But
That doesn't go to plan either.
No.
Because
No.
she very, very soon after that runs away.
yeah, and Mother's Milk at this point is not happy with Frenchie because he already thinks that Frenchie got their ex partner or whatever. What's
Amber, right? Was it Amber? Her name?
No, it was like a guy's name.
Was it? I thought it was the lady.
It was the lady. It was Butcher's wife, who worked for Homelander as like a social media person.
No, that's not who Frenchie got killed.
Oh, he didn't.
No, they're always talking about. He's like, don't forget what happened to.
Oh, I think it was the lady who first got them into what they do, Butcher.
Yeah, it is. I can't remember her name.
Oh, okay. Yeah, neither can I.
It's something with an M or something. But yeah, because they're always talking about that. They bring her up and it's like because it's the same thing. But that because Butcher's wife had nothing to do with Frenchie.
Yeah, that's right. Yeah, I know. That's
Don't
right.
blame him for that. I mean, don't blame him for everything. But yeah, I can't remember that. It's like their ex partner's name. It's killing me. Mallory.
Mallory.
Thank you.
Yes, thank you.
Man. Yeah, Mallory, because Mother's Milk is always bringing up that Frenchie got Mallory's grandkids
Right.
killed. Remember that?
Mhm.
Yeah. But yeah, but I guess Frenchie doesn't really learn from his mistakes because he just keeps fucking up.
Seems just like he's just going off instinct.
Pure horrible instincts. But hey, might as well go with it. So eventually though, doesn't someone comes? Well, eventually the female runs away.
Yep.
Right, and they eventually get out of the cell after Butcher comes, doesn't he?
Who gets out of the cell?
Doesn't Butcher come and releases
Yeah.
them from the cell?
Yeah, he's
and,
pissed with them.
Yeah, he's
Yeah,
very
he's
pissed.
not happy.
Yeah, but they get the sense that this female is a
Special powers.
has been injected with Compound V.
Mm-hmm.
A lot of it is what seems like they've been just pumping her full of it.
Full of it, yeah.
Yep, she's getting pumped, all right.
Oh yeah, but yeah, and but what happens after? What happens after they get released from the jail cells?
I believe they go to the mall, right? To look for her.
Oh yeah, they go and try to hunt her down.
And she's still watching that damn show.
That show again, yeah.
Yeah, she
And that's when
loves
Frenchie
that
walks
show.
in on there again because he finds her before they do.
And she's in like an electronics store, isn't she, or something like that? Yeah, and she's just
She's
like,
watching the same TV
yeah.
show too.
and she's just leaving a fucking trail of bodies. But yeah, and then she ends up running away again, right?
Mm-hmm.
I will say though, I was surprised when Frenchie found her. He messaged his teammates because I thought for sure he's gonna be able to find her, have a heart to heart, and then like not message his teammates, and then like something's gonna happen. But thought he was smart for like messaging his.
Yeah,
team.
that's true. He's finally learning after making some crucial mistakes that nearly gets him killed every time. He's finally learning. Yeah, and I kept thinking they're gonna have a heart to heart too, but no, she wasn't having it.
No,
she's not a big fan of. I just don't think.
She's just trying to get the fuck out of there.
Yeah, I don't think she likes men in general, and for a group of called the boys, she's not a fan. She doesn't want to be part of it. But yeah, so she ends up running away again, and then we also get news back at Vaught that a plane has been hijacked, right?
Yep.
And this is, usually when you hear a plane gets hijacked, it's sad. Right?
Yeah,
Is
it's bad
that-
news.
am I
yeah,
wrong?
it's very bad news. I mean, like,
Am I wrong
you try
too?
to stay
Yeah.
optimistic, of course,
Exactly,
but yeah, it's not
yeah.
good news.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But not at Vaught. When Vaught gets the news that a fucking plane is hijacked,
They only care about one thing, and that's
party. They say,
opportunity.
get the drinks
Yeah.
out because this is gonna be.
it's gonna be great for our campaign. We're gonna pass this bill now.
Oh baby,
They're
it's
only
gonna.
seeing dollar signs.
It's
That's
gonna
it,
be awesome.
And
Yeah.
power.
Thank
It
God
really
for
just
terrorists.
goes to show how far
Great company.
they will go just to get this bill passed.
Oh, they're
Like
psychotic.
I
They're insane.
thought, okay, maybe they'll, won't be so bad, but no, all they care about is this bill.
Yeah.
It's all they care about.
Oh yeah, they're. I mean,
But it goes to it again, like we talked about it earlier. But it's a more realistic take on superheroes. Like if you
Yeah.
had this kind of power, you'd be so ego driven. I mean, you look at people
Oh,
like
yeah.
almost like
Ants.
because you can't be killed by them. It's impossible.
I love it. It's
Like,
fucking.
so-
It's fucking dark.
It is dark.
But,
It's very
I-
dark.
I like
it
that.
looks at the bad side
Yeah.
of human nature.
And I like that this show's willing to go there,
Definitely.
especially in a time now with how popular superheroes are.
And this is no
everything.
spoiler because it already happened. But we knew that episode 1 right away when Robin blew up.
Oh yeah.
You when A Train exploded.
Oh
was
yeah.
like
And he
10
ran
minutes in, and I was
through her.
like,
It was
what?
wild. It was
Yeah.
insane.
Yeah, for sure. But yeah, I love it. So they find out that a plane is being hijacked, and Homelander, he's super pumped. He's ready to go,
Oh, yeah.
and so she sends Homelander and Maeve to go and stop the hijacking,
Mhm.
right? And they go, and it's a botched job to say the least. They're just not very fucking good superheroes. But they land in the plane. They
Everything seems to be going good at this point. Too.
I know, a little too good.
Yeah, a little too good. Like just your another day on the job superhero kind of day.
Yeah, exactly. As soon as they got in the plane, I saw everything was going too good. I'm like, oh, this is just. I mean,
It never goes good in this show. I mean,
No,
if we've
no.
learned anything through these 4 episodes, nothing goes good.
No, absolutely not. But well, yeah, but they end up getting there and they end up killing all the terrorists,
Mhm.
right? And but there's one more terrorist in the cockpit, and he's already killed one of the airline
Pilots.
pilots,
Yep.
and
And the other one, he's got a gun to his head.
yeah,
Yeah.
and the guy shoots the pilot and Homelander. Fucking
Lasers
with
his
the
eyes out.
gentle touch of a
Yeah.
fucking.
I thought
Like he's
gonna-
bulletproof. So why not just let the guy shoot you and then break his neck? Why did you have to laser the place?
It shows because
his ego.
exactly he got mad that the guy tried to shoot him, and he got pissed off, and instead of thinking, he just lasered the whole goddamn front of the plane off, and then he's like, "Well, see ya. I gotta get out of here."
Crazy.
He's like
It's
bouncing. He's like,
sadistic
"This
'cause
can't
he
be
didn't
it."
care at all. Like he gave no remorse for killing all those people.
It was, and again, that guy who plays Homelander does a great job of
He's
being
really
that kind of
good.
sadistic
Yeah.
prick. Because as soon as that happens, he's like, "Yeah, we gotta go." He's like, "There's no way I can save these people."
Mhm.
She's
See,
like,
I thought he could fly, but he's like, I thought he was gonna do the Superman thing, just like hold up the plane, carry it down. He's like, yeah, no, I can't. I'm
It
like,
was
Yeah, he's
hilarious.
like, yeah, I'm not gonna do that.
I'm like, what?
He's like, what? He's like, well, and what am I gonna stand on? Air? He's like, I can't. Yeah, he knows his limitations. Let's be-
he does.
He wasn't even gonna try. Well, she even says because she wants to take because Maeve is kind of freaking out about this whole thing, and
And this is a
'Cause they
really
went
good. This
south
is a really good
quick.
moment here.
yeah, it is. And I like even it's very tense on the plane and stuff when like the people start to realize
That they're all gonna die.
Because like the
Well,
cockpit door like swings open and it's
but
just
that-
laser burn victims in there, and everyone kind of
Yeah.
gets the hint.
That's what's so crazy about that, though, was the fact that Homelander was so calm throughout the whole thing. He was just constantly assuring the people, and he knew they were fucked.
Yeah, it was.
But he's so good at putting on that character of like a superhero.
Oh, he
quote
had great
unquote.
pose. Yeah,
Yeah.
for sure. Yeah.
And then people started to realize when the plane was going down that they were all
I know.
they were all in big trouble.
As soon as he lasered the cockpit, he just turned around like, "Oh, this is fine." Just walk. It just started walking out. Yeah, and
and that was a deep scene, man, with that mother
The mother and child.
and Maeve. Going back to that.
I know. Yeah.
I thought,
Shitty.
yeah,
What a.
I thought she could fly too, but I guess not.
No, because
No.
remember she doesn't. Because that elevator scene too,
Yeah.
when Homelander takes up and she's got to take the elevator
Yeah.
up.
I'm like, he's just waiting
like,
for her.
"Thanks."
Like, he couldn't just take her up with him. Like,
Yeah.
I think she has literally every Wonder Woman power. Like she can't fly. Or
Right,
anything.
they're all
She-
knockoffs of superheroes.
Yeah.
Definitely.
But yeah, and she's freaking out and trying to get Homelander to do something. But Homelander knows that they can't have any witnesses.
Yep.
Because you
and
can't
he
save
says that right in front of him too.
I know,
Because he knows they're
yeah.
gonna die.
Well, eventually he's got to kind of give her the slap. He's kind of yells at her, but yeah, and it's a deep scene when he turns to her and says, he's like, "Don't die for these people," and that's what a shitty guy.
Guys, like, I thought the fish guy, I forget his name.
The Deep.
Yeah, I thought the Deep. What a terrible hero
The
name,
fish
if
guy.
we're being
I know.
honest.
Seriously.
The Deep.
It's
Well, he's
bad.
a horrible hero.
He was a horrible.
He's not very good.
He's not even really a hero, if we're being honest.
He has
but
horrible powers.
I thought, like, my most hated character throughout this was the Deep for the first episode, and she's just like a tool. Then as soon as I saw Homelander, I'm like, oh, this guy seems all right. He seems like the best out of them. And then
When they even said it early on that he was actually the only good one. So you kind of assume that he was the actual nice guy.
Yeah, and then he goes
and
up
I
there
end
and
up
he's not.
loving the Deep in this show. I mean, even though he's obviously doing a lot of sexual harassment, he has a very funny arc that ends up.
Yeah, it's very funny.
I can't remember if
almost
it's
spoiled
not
something from
it's
him,
not
but
in
yeah.
this episode that we
No,
get
it's not,
what
no,
happens to him,
yeah.
right? But yeah, we later get into that, and yeah, he ends up being he has really shitty powers. I don't even know how he made the team.
I have no idea. I mean,
like-
he's useless
I
unless
know.
they go into the
He's the
ocean,
number
that's it.
two. He's the number
Yeah.
two
Like,
on the.
Aquaman can do some stuff out of water, but he seems like to be like nothing without. Like,
And
water.
Aquaman's like super strong, I
Yeah.
think.
Yeah, he's just kind of useless.
Yeah, he's horrible.
just
Well, at
there
least he's
for-
got the Triton.
He's there for
He
moral
does.
support.
He's
you know?
trying, yeah. But yeah. So the plane eventually goes down, and Maeve doesn't end up dying with the people. She ends up, dipping out.
Of course.
Yeah.
She's always going to save her own skin.
Yeah.
Well, it seemed to me like he kind of took her, even if she wanted to stay.
Well, yeah, I mean, what choice does she have? Die with him or just go? I mean, it sucks, but she does
Yeah.
more good
Staying
leaving
alive,
than going.
Oh yeah.
You know?
But the real Wonder Woman would have went down with that goddamn plane.
No.
Oh, for sure.
Yeah, come on,
He's
man.
a Wonder
You
Woman.
think so?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Any superhero would. You think Captain America would have been jumping out of that plane? We'll see you later, folks. Can't risk this
mean, yeah,
one.
Well,
like
he has a
50 feet
history of
before when he
taking
knows
down
it's-
planes with himself, so he's staying in there.
Yeah, for sure, man. There's not a superhero that's not staying with those people. I mean, in like the comic book universe,
You think
in the
Iron
real
Man's gonna
real
stay
life.
with him?
Oh yeah, oh, for sure.
What about early day Iron Man? There's no way.
He's
There's no way.
figuring
How about
something out.
Iron Man.
Oh,
Man,
he
the
was ready
first
to
movie.
die. Yeah, he was ready to go.
Oh,
He was ready to die. He was ready to die in that goddamn
disagree.
cave. Don't
Okay,
get
well,
me
he's smarter than
started.
all these heroes, and in that tech, bro, he'll figure something out. Bro.
Yeah, that's
Yeah.
true. He would figure it out.
These
yeah,
fools.
Iron Man could have definitely made something happen on, even with the laser.
That's another level.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But again, of course, in a real comic book universe, it would have never gone to that point because they never fuck up or anything.
No,
It's
of
always
course.
perfect. No one's accidentally lasering people and everything. But that's what I love about this because this is what would happen in our universe if we had superheroes.
He will soon once I get that compound V.
Oh man,
I know, I'm trying to find it.
I'm just rolling around in
I was
radiation.
trying to go on the black market and find it. Couldn't find it anywhere.
Yeah,
I want to see more of
Stuff's
a.
fine.
every spider I see, I let
Yeah.
bite me.
Oh,
I'm
well,
co-
no, I'm gonna
covered.
pass
Dangerous game
on
you're
I'm
that.
playing.
covered, and I've been in
I
the
hope you have a lot
hospital.
of
I've been in the
antivenom.
hospital
Yeah, but
numerous times, in and out. Yeah.
It's not the smartest thing. I bet
I
your
can't get
insurance
health
company
insurance.
hates
I
it.
can't get
No.
health insurance. It's a
No one's
struggle.
gonna insure you. You're
No,
crazy, man.
it's very
You
difficult.
might have a mental disorder.
Very
it's a
difficult.
problem.
It
But,
might pay off for him one day.
One of
though.
these days, though,
You could,
you never know when
You
that one's
could
going to be
become a
radioactive.
superhero.
You
And at the end of the
never
day,
know.
that's all that matters.
And then who will be laughing?
Oh,
When
you,
Yeah,
not me. I'll
exactly.
be terrified.
Not all those.
What if you-
As-
what if
not
you
all
get a
those crazy doctors.
What if you get a shitty power, bro? It's gonna-
Well, a shitty power is better than no,
No
power.
I
Yeah,
don't know,
for real.
man.
Use your head, man.
Am I
As
gonna
soon
be
as I
like-
get those powers, all you guys become ants.
Yeah, like think about this. Think about this, right? Like using the force. Okay, you can only use the force within 5 feet. It's still the force. You can still use it. It's still dope.
Yeah. It's still gonna.
be
It's still gonna.
useless.
It's
What if
still
it's
gonna
like
get you
growing out his
numbers at the
nails or some
park.
shit like that? Like, what is he gonna do? Like, scratch me? Like, I'm good.
Well, yeah, but if they're super sharp, I mean, you can
It's
go
really-
hunting in the
yeah.
woods. You could fight bears yourself.
It's still even a cool
They're
like
steel.
show. Like even if you're at like a bar, you can be like check
Get
this
some
out.
nail
Look
clippers.
at- look at this. Like,
Yeah.
superhuman.
Yeah, like, you're not gonna save anyone, but it's a pretty
I
cool
mean,
trick.
well, look at Pop Claw. I mean, she's literally just got those freaking claws. That's it.
I mean,
not-
she's kind of
she's
cool
nothing.
though. Kind of cool.
I mean, I guess.
No,
Like,
she's
those are just nails.
She's a
man.
B-lister.
Yeah, she is.
she's a C-lister for being honest.
But speaking of Pop Claw, something happens to her in this episode.
Yes, it does.
Unfortunately, we get at the very start A-Train because A-Train finds out that she told a bunch of people about Compound V, so he's not happy about that.
No, he's pissed.
He tells her that she's got to go in hiding, but and she's happy about that because she thinks they're gonna finally be like legit couple.
He's been leading her on a while.
Simple Pop Claw. You got to be smarter than that. But fast forward through all the plane stuff, and then A-Train comes back, and he's pissed
Yeah.
because this is when she tells him that she told everyone, and he's pissed about that because he's like, doesn't he say something like, you got to tell me before we go who you told, and she ends up
And she's still. Does she tell him at this point?
she does tell him. This is at the very end.
Before?
no, I think
No,
she,
that's
I think
later
she
on.
lies.
She lies.
She lies twice.
Yeah, I don't want to say why in the end, but she lies. She
Oh,
lies to
does
him
she?
2 different times. Yeah.
Yeah, she lies, but he knows that she's lying.
Mm-hmm. Because he tried to do that like he tried to screw with her because he was like pretending that like he was really into her to get the information. He's like, I love you, this and that, and then she was like, no, I don't know where it was, and then he got mad and left.
Yeah,
Remember that?
yeah.
Oh, that's right. And then they go because they go and figure out that that the female's going to Penn Station, right? That's where she's gonna try to go
'cause
home.
Frenchie found that card
Yep.
or whatever that, and they found her at the mall and all.
Yep. So they go and they follow her to Penn Station, but A-Train finds out that she's going there also. I can't remember how he finds out. Does he find out through Pop Claw?
I know. I think it was just because he could really literally run like wherever and figure out most of the big places first. I think
Okay.
because
So
he could search the whole city. I think is what they said.
oh
pretty
yeah,
fast.
that makes sense. But so they go and they find the female at Penn Station. They kind of lose her in the crowd, and they turn the corner, and A-Train is like he's just slamming her head into the wall a bunch of times.
Yeah.
Not real heroic.
No.
Not really what you assume to see from a
He
hero.
was going straight for the kill, man.
Oh man, he slammed her head like
50
80 times in
times.
like
He was-
in like a second.
It was brutal.
Very quick.
Yeah.
But of course, she has some Compound V in her, so she's not the average. Because
She's not-
if that was Robin, her head would just be gone.
Yeah. She'd explode. She'd be nothing.
yeah,
He's getting another molar in his mouth.
Yeah, that's all. Yeah, that's poor Robin.
Damn.
Not a big role again.
You know what?
to
If you
have.
want, if you got to go out, that's a good way to go out, though. You had no idea. Didn't even know what to hit you.
I mean, she
no pun
blinked and
intended.
she was gone. So,
That's true.
was that a lot of pain or no pain? Cause
No pain. No pain at all. No. She exploded. There's no way.
Oh yeah, no, it's a second. Like you don't even know. Do we just have a power
We
outage?
did.
It's Robin's
Mics are still
ghost.
hot, though. We're good.
Thank God.
Yeah.
Man, the computer still. She's.
Man, no, that's
If that was the
new
old one,
Yeah, if it was the old one, it'd be like
She'd be smoking.
Yeah.
We would have a fire problem.
It'd be a terrible,
What kind of
terrible
computer
thing
did you
anyway.
have? Jeez.
It was 2013 Mac, but we just use a computer all the time. I mean, we're constantly running it, so it's like we burn through them.
Yeah, and on her last days, she
I mean,
was.
yeah, she was a
she
going.
was,
Yeah.
she was
Bro,
unfortunately.
she was lagging and stuff, and it was like a nice computer for 2013, but bro, it slowed down.
Rip.
Yeah. It's a good
Yeah,
computer.
it did us pretty good though for a while.
Still watching Netflix and stuff on it, but it just doesn't have the same speed.
Not enough tread left on that.
Yeah.
So they go and they find A-Train beating the shit out of the female, and Frenchie, using that big old French brain of his, gets a big crowd around A-Train, and then the female runs away again, and
Again.
they end up cornering her later down in like the subway tunnels,
Mhm.
and Frenchie again, he tries to talk to her, thinking it's gonna work, but no, she still attacks him, beats the shit out of him. But Butcher,
Quick thinking.
quick thinking,
Definitely.
knockout gas. Everyone's got a can of knockout gas on them.
I guess it's a hot commodity these days.
It comes in
Gotta
handy.
have some.
Oh, it comes in handy.
Some at the
It's
gas
so-
station, I think. I mean, I have
Oh,
one in
sweet,
my
I'm-
car. Yeah, it's like
okay.
2 for 5.
2
I
for-
think.
oh, really? That's
it's
nice,
It's a
yeah.
good deal.
Yeah.
It gets you out of any situation. Knockout gas. It's foolproof.
It is.
But yeah, they knock her out and they end up taking her back and just putting her kind of back in a cell because you kind of got to. She's a loose cannon. You never know what she's gonna do. But yeah, eventually they have her now, and Frenchie starts like making her dinner and stuff. He's still trying to win her over.
Yep.
Oh, poor Frenchie. But oh, and then Homelander lands back on soil, I guess, and everyone's freaking out because the plane went down and everything. And then Homelander, he's smart, man.
Spins it
He's a great
Brilliant,
politician.
brilliant,
Great
yeah.
politician. Yeah,
in the most sadistic way.
he spins it and he tries to use the tragedy to push for the military soups because he says,
Because he's saying that if we could have done it something right away, we could have prevented that.
yeah,
Right. But didn't Vought know right away because of their connections?
know about
Yeah,
what?
yes, but remember there's restrictions. So Vought can't use it against military, and that's considered over the United States, so that's
Ah.
considered military.
Yeah.
And so
But,
that's where the red flags were.
Yeah,
So they had
he
to hold
he
the
spins
bureaucratic red
it.
tape.
He spins it to say that
He's good, bro. I would vote for him.
oh yeah, the crowd loves it.
Oh,
They
they're
go.
eating it up.
They can't even remember that a plane
Give them a
just
big old spoon.
They can't remember that a
They love
plane
it.
just went down and killed hundreds of people. They're just fucking. They're all for it. They're celebrating. They're cheering.
They
You
are.
think it'd be time for like mourning,
No, bro.
but no, they're completely fine with it. And yeah, and it's just one more thing. And yeah, and Stillwell, the head of Vought, she's pretty jazzed about it. She's like, "Fuck yeah, dude! Didn't cost us anything.
Nope.
Just a plane, a bunch
And
of
it just made
kids."
him look really good.
Yeah.
Yeah. Well,
Yes, sir.
she's kind of the same as Homelander. She just looks at it numbers wise.
Oh yeah,
She doesn't give a
no,
she doesn't give a toot about anyone, you know.
not
She's-
a two.
She's an ass, not a toot. Not a,
We're
not a
keeping
toot.
it clean.
I was keeping it clean. Yeah, you got to with this show. It's so dark, man. You gotta have some Mr. Rogers language here.
But yeah, and we can tell that they're edging closer and closer to getting superheroes actually into the military.
Yeah.
They just need a couple more plane crashes and they're in.
Well, that's the only thing. Like that's the only thing for me that's a little unrealistic is superheroes have got to be in the military. Why would they not be? And why can't the United States military figure out how to create these?
Well, it would
superheroes?
be, but in this universe, they're all owned by companies. Like
Yeah.
in superheroes, they're usually on their own. They're usually not making money off of being superheroes.
yeah,
So
no,
that's
yeah.
where the
Yeah.
lines
I'm
blur and why
also
you couldn't have.
wondering if Vought for a while or any other company maybe that has superheroes, but I think they're the only one, held out on this as far as they could because they wanted to make sure that they had full control of what was going on until the military wanted to use them, is what I was
Well, I'm-
also thinking.
Yeah, well, you got to introduce them first and like have people warm up to superheroes
Yeah.
before you just start jumping them into the fucking front lines. But yeah, you would think for sure. You know why? In comic books, why aren't they asking superheroes to go over to the Middle East ever? Like,
Yeah.
They don't care. That's what I'm telling-
because they stay out of those kind of conflicts. But
It's a strange world.
it's very odd. They don't really dive into that.
confrontation in the Middle East or a bank robbery.
Yeah. Which is more important here?
But there's a lot of bank robberies in
There
the
are.
comic book
Yeah.
universe.
And
A lot
yeah.
more than when growing up. I was thinking bank robs. They're gonna get robbed
I'd
all
love
the
to
time.
see. Yeah, I'd love to see the city statistics for bank robberies.
I thought, man,
gotta be
I
pretty
was
low.
gonna be involved.
gotta
I
be
thought
up.
I was gonna be at a bank when it's gonna be robbed at least a few times by now.
Yeah.
It doesn't happen.
You're
very
always
often.
going through the drive-through. You never want to go inside.
I only go inside. I'm just waiting on that day, man.
But yeah, it doesn't happen very often. But well, yeah, and that's how it ends. It ends with the Homelander spinning it, and pretty brutal episode. The
Yeah, it
most
is.
deaths for sure.
Mhm.
It's gonna be hard to beat with a whole full plane of people. That's a lot of deaths.
Yeah.
I can't remember. I think it ends up saying the number is like 250 or something like that.
Oof.
Yeah, it's a lot.
It's a lot of people. A lot of people, unfortunately. But
Homelander gives no fricks at all. So.
No, he doesn't.
no, zero. No, he spun it. You gotta admire him for it though. My God, would have made a great lawyer.
He would have been.
So much potential.
Oh
wasted.
yeah. Well, right, that's episode 4. Things are heating up. But this is my favorite episode that we've done. So, I mean, at least my favorite episode that we watched.
The most
so far.
shocking for sure.
Oh yeah,
Yeah.
for sure. But not a lot got accomplished in a way of the boys trying to figure out Compound V or anything. Because
No.
did they get anything out of going down to Chinatown
Not
besides getting the female?
No, I don't
And she's
think so.
useless. She does. We didn't talk about it. She can't talk. Completely mute. The female.
Oh, that's right.
Right?
Yeah.
She doesn't speak at all.
No, not up to this point.
Brutal. Well, what do you guys think? Episode 4. You enjoy it?
Yeah, halfway through, I liked it.
I forgot this is halfway through.
Yeah.
Only 4 episodes
Only 8
left.
episodes. Yeah, it's kind of weird. I was expecting 10 too, so burning through this pretty fast.
They are already announced for season 2,
2.
though. Yeah.
Oh yeah, it's a huge hit.
I think
They
that
did so much advertising for this. It's
They
really
still
insane.
do.
Yeah, they're pushing it hard.
who hasn't watched it yet?
Crazy people.
I know you got
People that don't have Amazon Prime.
Well, I think it'll be Amazon's big show. It's a really good superhero concept. Like it's dope. Like I enjoy watching it.
Well,
It's like the
they have a ton
adult
of
one we never got.
They have a ton of material to work with. How many comic books it is, so they could. I mean, they could run this for a long, long time. But if Amazon was smart, they would do that. If Amazon was smart, they'd get working on that Lord of the Rings show.
I thought they were already
Jesus,
working on it.
Please.
They are working.
Someday.
They have to. I think they have to have it come out by like 2021 or something.
Yeah, it's
2021.
like stipulation.
That's in the contract.
contract-wise.
Yeah, you have to.
I don't even care about it if it's 2021. Like shit.
Well, fuck, it's not coming out next year. I'll tell you that. They
yeah,
haven't. Even, I don't think.
They haven't even started filming or anything. I don't even think they're in
Just been
pre-production.
sitting there in
Yeah.
company meetings. Hey, we'll show you
Sucks.
for this.
They're pushing it off. They're
Someday.
procrastinating.
Yeah,
They
they
will
are.
get that done sometime.
Someday. We got a lot of other shows. We got to make some money with the boys. Maybe the boys is like their boom, and then Lord of the Rings.
Well, they have the money for it already. They already bought it. So I mean, it's on
Amazon's
Amazon.
worth so much.
Yeah, I don't think Amazon's making compared to what they're making with everything else. I don't think their streaming service is making them that much money.
Well, Jim Gaffigan just got paid a ton of money for a special that just
Did you
dropped.
watch his special? I
Yeah, 'cause
haven't
they
watched
have
it.
a ton
Is it
of
good?
money,
Yeah, I
though.
watched it.
Oh.
Yeah, it was good. It was funny, definitely. I mean, he's a funny guy. Was it better than like Beyond the Pale in comparison? No, but it's a different. He's in a different like phase in his comedy now.
Have you seen the
You
new
know what I
movie
mean?
he's doing?
But I liked his jokes. I thought it was funny. I would grade it. I would recommend it.
Have you seen the new movie he's doing?
No,
Oh, it's a series. It's a drama.
really.
Yeah.
Gaffigan, huh?
Oh yeah, it's a drama. He like kidnaps a kid or something like that. It's
Oh,
crazy.
Okay.
That's creepy, really.
Yeah,
But I guess I mean, if he could play a creep, he could probably do a good job with that.
I think he can play creep.
Hard to
I
imagine
think
him
he plays it all the
offering
time.
anybody his food and get in the van.
I know
with
because
him.
he's like a family man, so that'll be weird to see him
In the
play that.
show, he's like a down and out family. Like he doesn't have money to pay his like child bills or whatever. Money you gotta pay when you're divorced or some shit. But so he ends up having to kidnap a kid, and he's gotta get the money for the
So
kid. or
that's a
some
big
shit.
big step, you know.
It's
Just
crazy.
like, you
Yeah,
need, like
it's
get a better paying
What's
job.
the name of the show?
Kidnap a kid.
it's a movie.
Oh, okay.
I don't know. Type of.
Above the Shadows.
I think that's it.
No,
Yeah.
that's not it. No,
What?
that's a boxing movie.
He's in a boxing movie too.
Yeah.
Is he getting ripped?
No, he's not boxing. He looks like the
Wait,
manager.
is he playing the ref?
I have no idea. Plays Paul Jetterman.
Oh my, that's everyone
I'm
knows
not
who that
trusting
is.
anybody with the name Paul Jetterman.
No, Jetterman.
Jetterman. It's
I
like
don't like it.
Dinkelberg. Like I'm not trusting anybody with that kind of name.
Well, all right. We got anything else for episode 4?
No, I think that about does it.
Next episode 5. What could possibly happen? Who knows?
I have no
No
idea.
idea.
Have not.
I
We're
can-
about to watch episode 5. We have no idea
Yep,
what happened.
We have absolutely.
We are totally going in blind.
I could predict some things, but who knows? Really,
No,
it could go anywhere from
I
here.
think there's
Yeah.
gonna be another
up in
plane.
the air.
There's gonna be another plane.
no, it's no longer up in the air. It's crashed.
Oh,
Never mind,
oh,
take that back. So,
Rip.
yeah.
Is there no like security in this world? how are they still getting hijackers in on these planes?
On these planes with like knives and
because
guns.
I don't know. I don't
Yeah,
know in this world if a 9/11 ever happened.
Well,
That's true.
Kind
Probably
of one
not.
just did. So
Yeah, it seems like it's happening too often. Like that was a,
Yeah.
that was a big hijacking. Like,
Right.
But
Strange.
yeah, so if it happens in episode 5, is that someone's got to beef up security. We at
Yeah,
least
we
we
gotta
at
do
least got to be
something
getting
with,
superheroes working for
we need
TSA.
some-
Maybe
yeah,
not the
yeah.
military,
TSA.
but we just slowly work them in. TSA.
We get
Mall
superhumans who can
security.
X-ray vision.
Yeah,
There you
but
go.
that'd kind of be wasting the Homelander.
That's true.
Just
Yeah.
working at the airport.
At the airport,
The
just scanning
strongest
people in
su-
it.
the strongest
Man, I
su-
fucking hate my job.
The strongest superhero in the world. He's just scanning purses. Oh, it's very possible. We don't know
It
what
is, who
happens in
knows?
episode 5. It's very possible he gets a job working for the airport. But until then,
Alrighty. You guys can follow us on YouTube. Type in Have You Seen It? Have You Seen It podcast. You can find our podcast on audio format, Spotify, iTunes, SoundCloud, Google Play, and Stitcher. My name is Mason Knight. That's Devin Davis. That's Cash Kraus. That's it. Till next time.
adios.
See ya.